welcome back to the channel. I'm Carrie with Pins and Books, and the first thing I want to do is apologize because there are dogs barking right outside my window, and they're unfortunately my dogs, or at least one of them. One dog is. Second thing, I want to also apologize for being gone for so long. It was not intentional. It's just how the dice kind of fell these last few weeks. Been doing a lot to get ready for surgery, trying to, visiting family, and just a whole bunch of stuff going on this last 3 weeks and even in the weeks to come. More on that later. But I'm going to go ahead and pull up my thing because, again, this was for the readathons for September's readathons. So I'm going to be doing like the last 3 weeks. So last 2 weeks of September and then the first week of October. So September's readathons. Again, you guys will have already seen a majority of this from the wrap-up that you guys just saw. Was it Saturday? But I kind of want to keep it, at least the Herkid portion of it is needing to be, ooh, itching my eye. I feel like needs to be like updated. That way you guys like know where things are, I guess. I don't know. I'm very weird. If you guys don't like that, please let me know and I will try to nix that. Anyway, so for the last 2 weeks of September, we had the Aurelium Academy readathon. This is the autumn equinox and I had chosen the Moon Warden, and there were 6 books with that prompts. We started the readathon Rebellion, and we did very well on that one. Did the seasonathon year 1, and we also did the Mystic readathon, which is based off of Mystic Falls, Vampire Diaries, all that jazz. And then for Herkid, we were still working on the small booktubers recommendations and the translated books. So for the third week in September, or wait, when was the last one? Hold on. So on the 15th, I started 2 new books, which was The Invisible Wall and The White Queen. The White Queen for our September TBR was our Restoration Ordinary. I think that's how it was doing, which is a single POV. It was to match the most recent song, which was a whole bunch of a song basically about rumors, women who had rumors about them, which really fit in well with Elizabeth Woodville. And then for Seasonathon, it was our History 1010 prompt. I did finish that one with a 4.75, as you guys saw in the wrap up. I finished that on the 20th, so like 5 days later. So it took me a little while to finish that book. There was a difference in the translated book. I did swap it. Let me show you the thing here. I did swap out Before the Coffee Gets Cold with Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 0, which is just basically a prequel to the series to introduce you to characters that are brought up later on in the series. Really good book. 5 stars. Like, the art was beautiful. The story was great. It literally is just contained in those, 4 chapters. It's a really short story. The characters, being reintroduced to the characters in a new way, because I have seen the show. So being reintroduced to the characters in a whole new way was just absolutely amazing. I absolutely loved it. Obviously, I got 5 stars. The Invisible Wall, I did not finish. Every chapter seemed to have a new aspect to it, or seemed to change the characters. It was constantly it seemed to be more focused on the setting than the actual characters, the story, and I just couldn't get behind that. The next book I had started was The Other Mrs. Ooh, itchy nose. The Other Mrs., I think, covered our astronomy prompt for Aurelium. It covered... and then, of course, the other one it covered was Amanda's... It was recommended by Amanda's Booktopia, so that covered our 1.0. That one was really good. That I listened to as an audiobook. It took me a couple days. I finished it the next day. It's really, really good. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. It was, again, it was really good. The mystery was all there, and it was like, it kind of like tricked me up a few times, which is great in a mystery. Really, really enjoyed it. Also, the same day I started that, I actually finished Babel or Babel, depending on however you want to pronounce it. Apparently, the author doesn't care how you pronounce it. It's up to you. And that one took me a week to finish in the audiobook. And then The House of Sky and Breath. Dear Lord, did that take me forever to finish. I loved it. House and Sky and Breath, I actually started in August, if you guys remember, and I finished it in September. I don't even think it went, I think it might have started with some prompts in our readathons, but in the end, it just, actually no, I did attempt to finish it for the Mystic prompt, but my time frame for that was just too short, and I think I finished it like a day or two later. I really enjoyed it. I gave it like a 4.25 stars. I really, really enjoyed it, but I just didn't finish. I did finish it, but it was just so long. It was over 800 pages. I kid you not. That was the longest book I think I've read in a while. No, I take that back. A Dance of Dragons was over 1,000 pages. But I kind of split that up between several months because I'd started it in like December, January, and then I finished it some point this year. I also had started Grave Peril. Grave Peril is by Jim Butcher. It is the third book in his Harry Dresden series. You have to read those books in order for the relationships and everything to make sense because he does reference things from previous books. That being said, I did listen to this on an audiobook. James Marsters does, love that man's voice for starters. The minute it started, I listened to it on like 1.75, 2 times the speed, and I'm sitting here and I'm listening to it, and I'm like, I know that voice. And I looked into it and I was like, yes, this man read this book to me, and I was absolutely phenomenal. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. For the readathon, I don't think it actually did anything. Oh, it did. Objective 2 for the Rebellion readathon is officially complete with that particular book being over. Again, it was such an amazing book. James Marsters does an absolutely beautiful job narrating it. It kind of like just took me back a little while on that one. And that one took me a few days to finish. That one, sorry, I had a little stretch there. I'm so sorry. The next book the last book I'd started that week, the week of the 15th, was Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, which is the second book in Fire and Ash? That's not called Fire and Ash. What is that series called? Blood and Ash. It's the second book in the Blood and Ash series. I did not expect the ending. I kind of expected it to go one way, and then it flopped it around on me, and it didn't go that way, which I was really happy about. It takes place almost immediately where the first book leaves off, so if you've read the first book, definitely recommend finishing. Actually, I fully recommend the first book as well. It's an amazing book. And this one picks up immediately where that one leaves off. So I'm hoping that the third book will pick up maybe a little short time later than than the second book, but we'll see. I mean, I don't have it yet. I haven't finished it. I haven't started it either. So yeah, really, really good book. For the week that followed, the week of the 22nd, I started 3 books, and I finished 3 books. I actually finished Grave Peril that week, and then I started The Stardust Thief, which was essentially not a full retelling, but it actually takes like the story of Arabian Nights, or 1001 Nights, which is the story of a woman who is chosen to be a king's wife who has a history of constantly killing his wives, and every night she tells him a story which leads up to another story. And when he asked her to finish it, she's like, you know what, I'm getting tired. I'm going to go, I'll finish it tomorrow. He's like, all right, well, I'll kill you tomorrow then. Essentially, is how that went. She knew that this would go. After 1,001 nights, he had fallen in love with her. She had fallen in love with him. That is the story of 1,001 Nights. Now, this one is the Sultan, the king, the Sultan, and his bride have a son who is probably like in his late teens, early 20s, and she has unfortunately been killed. The Jinn are enemies in this one. I mean, so it's not a full adaptation of it, but there's definitely... I feel like it is kind of an adaptation to it, a continuation to that story, which is absolutely beautiful story. I did really enjoy the story. It is a trilogy. There are 2 more books in the series, obviously, and really, really excited for it. I both started and finished that one in the same week. The next one I started was A Song of Wraiths and Ruin. This one was a Herkiad 1.0 for recommended by, I want to say, A Star Reads. Yes, A Star Reads had recommended this. This was like a fall tag that she was doing. It was really good. I was definitely enjoyed it more than I thought I would. This particular one, there's just a lot to kind of unpack. You have a magic system that's very, very unknown, because magic isn't outlawed, it's just not used, I think, if I remember correctly. There's just a whole bunch to unpack with that one. Song of Wraiths and Ruin, you have a dual perspective that you're really watching on. Now, granted, because of the books I read, I kind of foresaw some of the ending happening, which kind of sucked, and I saw it very early on. But again, based on the books that I've personally read and enjoyed. So for that, I don't think I enjoyed the ending of this one quite so much, because again, I saw it coming. However, there was a surprise for me in the end of that one. Highly recommend it. And I'm really excited to... It's just a duology, so there's one other book. I'm really excited to get to that one. Sorry, I have an itch on my chin. Really recommend it. I believe I gave that one... Let me find out what I gave it. I gave it a 4.5 stars. So it was really, really good. I really, really liked it. Not enough for 5 stars because, again, I figured out the ending of it. There is a bit of a romance. It's not, but it's not prominent. It's not like in your face, this attention must be paid to this in order for it to, for it to really make such a large difference. It does have a lot of stuff for later on in the book, for the ending. And then hopefully for the later books, I hope that will really kind of bring that out more and maybe make it a more prominent issue with the plot. But that's just me. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I kind of hope the romance will make a lot of stuff happen between the pair that maybe wasn't thought of or something else. I don't know. I'm working as I go. Go back to there we go. And then the final book that I both completed and finished that week on the 28th was Fables Legends, Volume 1, Legends in Exile. I've already returned it to the library, so I don't have a physical copy with me. Really good book. There used to be a game called The Wolf Within. This is where that game came from. So basically the fables, the legends and such that we've grown up with, Snow White, the Big Bad Wolf, all the grim tales, they used to exist in another world, and now they're in our world because they have someone called the Adversary who was after them. And I really hope they kind of pull more in from the Adversary. I kind of hope that we get more information on that, but you never know. I also finished A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire that week. I was very happy because I finally completed a a thing on my a group that I was playing games with, which unfortunately is now gone for the rest of the year, I think is what they said. Really looking forward to that coming back. But there we go. It was really, really good. Again, I've already kind of gave a brief info on what that was about. That one had gotten a 4.5 stars. Fables itself went with a couple of prompts, if I remember right. It was Objective 4 in our Readathon Rebellion. It also got 4.75 stars, by the way. And that was it for that one. And then it was the Herkiad 1.0 from Cat's Book Corner. She recommended Fables if you enjoyed, say, like Once Upon a Time, which I did up to I finished it up to season 6. I never watched season 7. But I really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed the book. So definitely recommend it for anybody who's curious about that. For this week, the week of the 29th, which is the last 2 days of September, and then the first week of October, I started a book called Together We Burn. I was intending for it to be a Herkia 2.0 Hispanic Heritage Month. But I think I'm going to go with a different book because I found one that I can actually double up on that one with. I finished A Song of Wraiths and Ruins on Tuesday. I had a very long drive, guys. Very long drive that I did on Monday, so a lot of stuff was taken care of then. So let me pop you guys over to my page here. Alright, so you guys have already seen some of this with the wrap-up. First, we have our Autumn Equinox. Moon Warden was completed. The Reading Rebellion, you can see right here. Together We Burn is also to heal that sick party member. Ana Karenina. I'm really just kind of like breezing through this because you guys have already seen it with the wrap-up. I'm trying to think if there's anything you guys might not have seen with the wrap-up, and I don't think there is, because I think, other than maybe the rating right here for Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. Herkiad 1.0, I just have the Lies of Locke Lamora left, which I'm super excited about. Wrap up right here, you can see just the ratings of books that I think I already told you. And then Herkiad 2.0, we have, I only had, as of the end of September, to finish The Three Musketeers. Now, for October, I am doing the Fabelin game, which is still giving me a certain time frame on when to finish some of these books by, but it's not an unknown time frame. It is, you have until October 3rd to do the first one, and October 11th to do the second one, which is like a 3-parter. So really, really good. I actually prefer that versus how the Mystic Readathon did, which was, it was very up in the air. You never knew what was going on or when a prompt was going to drop, which definitely heightened like the, was this going to happen? You know, it was a bit of a chaos trying to finish a book within a time frame, but at least you were aware, okay, at least with Fabelin, you're aware, okay, I have a week to finish 3 books, one of which you don't even know the prompts for yet. But so I have a week to finish 3 books, and for the prompts in order to go on with the game and try to earn your team the most points. The first one was, it just had to have, the prompt that I did had to have more than 3 points of view. I used the Three Musketeers because I had already started. I was almost done. Let me actually, there we go. I had already started, so I was almost done with it. So I did finish that. Actually, no, I wasn't almost done with it. I started on the 1st and I finished it on the 3rd. It took me 3 days to get through it, even with the driving that I did to come home. And 4 stars. It's not bad. Please don't let me say that it's a bad, because it's not a bad one. It's just, dear Lord, that took forever. It just, some parts felt like it was dragging. And it's part of a series. Like, it's like a 6-book series. I don't know if I'm going to finish that. The next prompt was the one that I did, because we have a choice of like 3 different prompts. I chose for a book that I gotten for free. So a book that I was already listening to, Unearthly. I had was almost done with it. I had a few, like an hour or so left in it. I actually finished it last night. It is such a good book. 4.75. The only thing that kept it from being like a true 5-star, I believe, let me see here, was the setting. Like some of the settings just I don't know, like some of it was just a little off to me, I think. The next one I'm going to be reading for it, I haven't started it yet, and I actually have a physical copy of this book with me, is going to be Between Wrath and Mercy, which I did not know this. It's a 700-page book. I have until the 11th to read this Trump book. Okay? The 11th. And if let's see what prompt it was for. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, so the book that this one, the prompt that this one is going with is, I don't want to give away like what the story is, but that has to have a mystery element, which apparently this book does. I don't really know much about it. I have not looked into it. As you can see, I got it from a book box. Actually, I don't think you can see that, but I did. I got it from a book box, and I'm really excited about it. I mean, because look at this. You have those, like, I don't know. It's absolutely a beautiful book. It's a special edition book, I guess, which is what I'm using it for in another readathon, as you guys are aware. I'm also participating in Gothtober. I haven't got my TBR set up, so you guys are seeing this probably for the first time. Things have changed on it from the TBR thing. So Gothtober, yes. Gothtober, we had multiple point of view. This was technically a third-person point of view, but because you see from so many different perspectives, I'm counting it as a multi-point of view. I just started Emma by Jane Austen today for a comfort trope. And then I am reading Mockingjay for disability representation because Katniss does have PTSD. It is canon she has PTSD. You also have Peeta, who is missing at least part of his leg. You have Haymitch, who has severe PTSD. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff going on that could go into disabilities. And then, of course, Between Wrath and Mercy, I will be finishing once I'm done with Mockingjay because that's the physical book I'm listening to or reading. That one goes with Buried Secrets. Megan reads. Megan, this is part of the Horror-a-thon, as you can see right here. Actually, can you see that any better? Yeah, there you go. Horror-a-thon. This is the bingo board that I used for my TBR. I actually double-checked to make sure Kingmaker's Daughter fits. It does. You'll see on the TBR, when I do the TBR video and post it, that I was very concerned about that. Because I'm obsessed with the series, but it doesn't mean that it fits the prompt. So I double-checked. It does fit the prompt. Perfect. I did start reading Red Queen, but I did put it down for other books. It's not that I'm not enjoying it. I just put it down. That's all. I'll get to it, I promise. And then Between Wrath and Mercy, I think I had Six of Crows here a while ago, and it took place for the found family or found family central theme. And then Unearthly, there was another book here, but Unearthly took its place because I finished it. The next readathon, the Readathon Rebellion, Together We Burn, I started it, but I haven't finished it, obviously. And then I also started the Objective 1 book, which was Heir to the Shadows, which is the second book in the Black Jewels. It says trilogy, but it's actually like a series. It started as a trilogy, and these are the first 3 books that had come out. So Herkid 1.0. I still have this one. I still have the Lies of Locke Lamore to get through. But for Herkid 2.0, I have finished The Three Musketeers, which was my last translated book. So I rolled for the next book to do. I took off the prompts that I have completed, which I will show you guys in a minute. And I got disability representation. And again, this disability has to be canon. It cannot just be because I want it to be. It has to be it has to be canon. So, because her PTSD is canon, I went ahead and I'm using the Mockingjay for one of them. That will get me to where I only have one book left, which will be Fourth Wing, which is this disease. I've never heard of this disease before, or this syndrome before. I really think that that's very interesting. I was going to use Song of Wraiths and Ruins because she was having debilitating headaches, and he was having like severe panic attacks. The panic attacks go with anxiety, and the severe headaches, there is a reason for them. I promise there is, and they are debilitating. Like, they full on, she stops what she's doing, but she kind of, I didn't think it would count as a disability. And I'm not in the Discord anymore to ask. There's just a whole bunch of stuff going on there that I don't want to deal with. But yeah, so that is all of those. Here is our Herkyed 1.0 bingo board. You will notice... Actually, no. Nothing has been checked off since you guys were last there. A few of these numbers I think are updated. Like the A to Z challenge, the small booktuber Rex, the garage sale. Oh no, that one is already there. The lowest rating. I will not be showing the lowest rating books. I will not be showing the lowest rating books because two of them are definitely not appropriate for people. For younger people. I am over the age of 30, guys. I have books that are just not appropriate. So I will not be revealing that one. But yeah, so I am doing pretty good on this bingo board. So here is our alphabet challenge. You can see just U and I think Q were the only two that have been done within the last couple weeks. Oh no, J. We had Jujutsu Kaisen, that's right. I think just a quick glance over, that's really it. So Jujutsu Kaisen, The White Queen, and Unearthly are the only three that are new. And the only one that is new on our genres is historical fiction with The White Queen. It is... again, I think that's the only one that's new on here based on just what I'm looking at. The only one left will be sci-fi, which will be where I will be putting The Mockingjay, because it is a dystopian sci-fi. It definitely counts. As for our Herkyed 2.0, you will notice the bingo board is being filled in. Not only, so we did become the avatar, we have completed all of those required prompts. We also completed a readathon with the Aurelian Academy, and then of course the translation challenge that I did complete at the beginning of this month of October. So you'll also notice here by the hundreds, it is in our 600 place. The only one I've left is 700. And then that will be done. I'm planning on Between Wrath and Mercy going in there as of right now. We'll see how it goes as time goes on. Subgenres of Choice is also complete. Is that not on here? It is, Subgenres of Choice. Okay. With our Stardust Thief being our mythological kind of subcategory. Series Staircase, I am literally just going to be doing the Tudor and Plantagenet novels all right here. So we have the White Queen, and all I need to do is either the Kingmaker's Daughter or the Red Queen. Both will fulfill here, and then the next one will go here, White Princess, so on and so forth. Award season, I have two in here. I have Babel and I have Unearthly. Both are entrants. They didn't win, they weren't finalists, city finalists, whatever. I am doing the Goodreads Choice Awards. If I remember correctly, it didn't have to be... so because you have to, I think, have at least one of each. So I'm done with the entrants. I'm doing either like 2 finalists, 2 semifinalists, and 1 winner, or 2 winners and then one of the other 2. Either way, so long as there's at least one of each, that's good. But I'm only trying to do like a max of 2 per level, I guess, of the award. For the last 10 years, I filled in A Song of Wraiths and Ruin with 2020. Adaptations is Arabian Nights or 1001. Yeah, the Arabian Nights, and then the Stardust Thief. And here we have our translation challenge. You can see where I just plopped in the 2 that I had needed from it. So here we are with our Becoming the Avatar. I do plan on finishing the cover images as well for some bonus points, but I'm not like hyper focusing in on it. It's not something that's going to be required because it is already finished. As you can see right here, we have a Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. Here's our Readathon Rebellion. Everything, including our team book, was covered, and this was so much fun. The Aurelium Readathon, so much fun to do. I'm definitely going to be looking at each of these other ones as well, but at least for this, again, these are the ones that I did. For BIPOC authors, I have a Kuwaiti American author with Chelsea Abdullah, and then a Ghanaian American author. I really hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. With A Song of Wraiths and Ruins, as you can see right here, I do plan on doing Together We Burn with a Bolivian American author. So these are, I'm still working on the rest of these. Since I'm not like hyper fixated on it, I'm not too concerned. I will be getting them as I go. But yeah, these are the ones I am for current. This is not the one, since this, I'm not currently, just like I said, I'm not currently hyper fixated on it. I'm just filling them in as I go, and it's actually very interesting because I didn't know that Nalani Singh was Indo-Fujian, or Fuji author. I didn't know that Chelsea Abdullah was a Kuwaiti American author. I didn't. So I'm learning things about these authors that I'm really enjoying to learn about. Alrighty, with that being said, that is the full update for the last 3 weeks. I will be doing one more update next week for obviously this week that I'm reading. Actually, let me double check that. Yes. But the following week, I will not be here. I will be going in for surgery on the 21st, which means that the next, that Saturday prior to that, I'm going to be leaving to go back to where all the doctors are for me, which is several hours away. I'm not going to be taking anything to record. I highly doubt I will be in a mood to record. So I just kind of want to pass on this information where there's going to be another slow points in the postings. Hopefully I get more things recorded and posted for you guys soon and edited for you guys soon, so that way they can kind of, I can sprinkle in some postings. But because of the way things are kind of going at the moment, I don't foresee it being a big thing. So by the time you guys see me again, it's actually going to end up being November. Unless I get, because I will be coming back the 29th, but again, I might not be recording anything in the couple days when I come back. As of right now, there are no readathons for next month, so it's just going to be very easy. You're focusing on that TBR Game Changer, and then Herkian. But more info as I go. I may sprinkle in another a former readathon, that way I can get caught up with the current stuff. I think that is it, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to come back next time for another short video of Herkian update, readathon updates. I'm also planning to edit my TBR, so you should be getting that, I want to say Tuesday at the earliest. Hopefully you guys get it soon, and I will see you guys next time. Happy reading.